formula that you're going to want to use, it's also in your formula packet. We're going to label everything. The probability that x equals whatever r is n choose r. Remember, that's not a fraction. That's that NCR in the calculator, so you're finding combinations there. P raised to the r, in parentheses, 1 minus p raised to the n minus r. And we're going to label lots of this to make sure you understand what you're trying to solve for. Okay, R is going to be the number of desired outcomes. If we said we were, for example, flipping a coin 4 times, and we wanted the number of tails to be 0, then we would find the probability that x equals 0. So R is the number of tails in that particular example. Remember, there's only 2 outcomes with binomial. So the great thing about binomial is, it's not like you're looking for lots of different outcomes. It's either one or the other, and the problem will have to explain somehow what you're looking for. N in the formula, and it shows up again, so anywhere there is an n, that represents the total number of trials. Okay, if I say I'm flipping a coin 10 times, then n is 10. If I say I'm sampling 100 machine parts, then n is 100. Which is why we like letting the calculator help us with this, because when the numbers get really large, that gets very difficult to try to do these by hand. Okay, any of the p's in the formula is the probability of the desired outcome. Sometimes you'll hear, if you read it in a textbook, they may say the probability of success. Now, keep in mind, sometimes what we're actually looking at is the probability that a machine makes a faulty part. So don't get confused by that. That's what they want us to look at, is how many faulty parts we get. Well, that's kind of our probability of success in this case, because we found a faulty part, all right? So we're going to talk about how we're going to do this in the calculator. You've already basically been doing this a little bit. If you think of some of the homework examples, you kind of did this already. There's also another way to do this on the calculator. So I think we can fit it right here, and then I'm going to show you some examples. So on the calculator, and we'll run through a few examples here. You hit the second button, and then vars. Anytime I put a box around it, that's a button on the calculator. So second vars. Let's just write it down, and then we'll look at it on the calculator. You choose A, and A is called Binomial PDF. And again, depending on the operating system your calculator has, it will either give you spaces to put in your N, your P, and your R, okay, which is what we labeled up here. Or if yours just pops up Binomial PDF and then it's kind of sitting there waiting for you, you just have to put these numbers in that order with the commas, and it understands that that's the order you're putting them in and how to calculate everything from there.